Hello everyone, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Anusha and I'm currently in my first year of medicine at King's College London. Now, as you probably guessed from the title, today I'm going to be talking a little bit about some of the things that I heard before starting medical school and university and some of the tips that I have to offer that might be useful for some of you guys. I wanted to bring you guys some different perspectives other than mine, so I asked some people on my course about some of the myths that they heard before starting medical school and some things that they were just told to look out for, so I'm going to bring you the top 5 myths debunked. The most popular one that we heard was that you no longer have a social life. I mean, that's just not true. Of course, starting medical school can be intense, especially because of the jump between A-level and university, but it does not mean that you have to give up your social life. You can still go out, you can still socialise and do the things that you want as long as you're able to work around it and you can manage your time relatively well. I say relatively because my time management is not there yet. Another thing is that all medical students do is study. Kind of linked to the other one, and let me be real for a minute. Medicine is a content-heavy course, no doubt, and you are going to have to do a lot of studying and it is going to feel like quite a big jump. But everyone's in the same boat and everyone's still trying to get used to how they work, how best they revise. So it's all about trying to figure out what works best for you and just going with the flow. Trust the process. But no, we don't just study all the time, even though sometimes it feels like it. Another popular one is that the workload is unbearable. There is a lot of content, I won't lie with you. Starting medical school, it was a bit overwhelming because it's a course with so much content and just not enough time to learn all of it in one go. I mean, a lot of workload, yeah. Unbearable. All of us were trying to figure out how we work best and how we would go about learning all of this content. So it was a bit difficult at first, but it's definitely not unbearable if you figure out what works best for you. And there's so much time to do that, so you don't need to get it in the first week or the first month. It's a learning curve. Of course, it will change as you go along, so something that you feel like worked for the first couple of months might be completely different for the next year. For example, when I started second term, there were some changes that I made to how I learned and how I made notes, and it made such a big difference to how I spent my time. But of course, that isn't something that I could have figured out in first term because I was just going based off of what I knew. And it's okay to change your technique. It's okay to step out of your comfort zone. It doesn't matter how many times you adapt things here and there, as long as you find out what works best for you. Another myth that we got told this year is that because everything's online and medicine has such a different timetabling and term time to other courses, that we might find it difficult to meet other people from other courses. Whew, that was not true. With things being online this year, it was a bit different, but I was still able to go and meet a lot of people. Another thing is that you have to do a lot of things on your own. This is just my opinion and everyone's experience is different. But when I started medical school, I found that wasn't the case at all. If you're someone who likes to get stuff done on your own and you work well independently, then that's great for you. But there's always options available, especially in your first year. I saw, especially for my course, there's always someone who's willing to lend a helping hand. So if you're finding something slightly overwhelming or there's just something that you're not really understanding, then there's always someone that's willing to help. All you've got to do is ask. I wasn't able to fit everything in, so if you have any more questions, feel free to leave a comment below or on my Instagram at mygktmonologues if you want to check it out. And yeah, I've got more content coming your way very soon. That's everything from the Swaffler. Stay safe and stay tuned.